Hello, everyone. This is Frances Briggs from beautiful Yuma, Arizona, and I want to give a great greeting to all of you to meet the author. My guest today is Sir Charles Carey. Now, outwardly, there's nothing unusual about Carey's easygoing, inspirational, and soft-spoken manner. However, it belies decades of penetrating episodes of internal and external conflicts. Today, Sir Charles will candidly speak about his bouts of heavily addicted crack addiction, and he's also going to talk to us about his book. Now, he says that he was living the good life and getting very comfortable with it just when the bottom fell out of that. So I want to welcome everyone to Charles, again, to speak with Charles Carey, author of Courage, Facing Mortality, and welcome, Charles.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Fran.
You're very welcome. Charles, tell everyone a little bit more about who you are and what you have done, including the very first book that you authored.
Well, I kind of consider myself, how would you say it, still looking through the eyes of a child. You know, I see things in so many flashes and visions, but unfortunately, like children, you know, I went astray, you know, early in life and experimented and found myself in a place that really wasn't meant for my inner person. Now, that may sound a little complex, but I knew I was always destined to do more and have more. So I've gotten involved with music, which is a family tradition, and films and poetry and filmmaking and all these things. And, you know, it pretty much catapulted me into adulthood, where I wind up writing books such as my first one, Poetic Expressions, and the current book, Courage, Facing Mortality. So I've done a bunch of things, but I'm a completely complex character.
I like the way you actually gave us a vision of who you are. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, that you actually went through and actually conquered a battle with drugs. Mm-hmm. And where are you now in terms of, I guess you would say, operating on a day-to-day basis? Is that something that you think about? Is that something that, you know, remains a temptation, or is that definitely a closed chapter in your life?
Well, I believe you hit the nail on the head. It's a little bit of all of those. Honestly, I haven't done drugs in, over 15 years now. However, it still haunts me from time to time. The thought of doing it, the temptation of, can I do one drug over another drug? You know, will I spiral out of control again? Things of that nature. So it is a constant temptation, not in the sense of it's in arm's reach or within arm's distance, and, you know, I see it all the time, but it's a thought. I remember from whence I've come, and I'm so grateful to, you know, have turned my life around, or been able to turn my life around, and I can encourage others today. But it is a struggle. It really is. It's a total internal struggle, you know, remembering and fighting and, you know, just trying to prevent and remembering, you know, the milestones that was accomplished.
Like that, and it definitely is an accomplishment. But as you mentioned before, that it's something that you deal with day to day. I think, like all of us, we do have addictions. You know, if it's not drugs, perhaps it's food.
Right.
Perhaps it's overworking yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
people are addicted to. Oh, most definitely, and even working out. So we all have our battles, and, you know, I'd give you nothing but praise as far as, you know, being where you are today, but also, as I mentioned before, just being so candid about it being a battle and a struggle, but as you have expressed, you know, you're coming on top of things.
Yeah,
Charles, let's talk about your actual book, Courage, Facing Mortality. Tell me why you wrote the book, and who are your readers?
Well, I think Well, the reason why I wrote the book was because of some of my most recent experiences, life experiences, my health in particular. I am a 2-time cancer survivor. December 2011, I was re-diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and upon receiving that diagnosis, which was totally expected, I began to fight again. I began to fight for my life. I began to measure the values of my life and consider the things that are most important and realize where I was and, where I wanted or needed to be. And I think the big thing about the book, it's a collection of everything or every hurdle that I've gone through, every major hurdle, deals with the substance abuse, as we spoke about very briefly earlier. It also deals with the fact that I was diagnosed with cancer in 2000 and re-diagnosed in 2011, and I'm also divorced, not necessarily because of the cancer or the substance abuse, but because life is just life. So who would my readers be? I would say typically my readers are everyday people, and it doesn't matter what your status is, your race or nationality, or your political affiliation is. It's everyday people deal with these same challenges.